Welcome to the B.F. Anderson Technical Report for November the 2nd. You know, we need to reflect on history just as a way to learn about investing and proper investing. But one thing you have to be aware of is that every decade it seems like something new comes along, and that's where the big money's made. Well, you go back to the 60s, we're talking xerography. If you go into the 70s, we're talking mainframe computers. If you go into the 80s, you're talking personal computers. The 90s would be the internet. The 2000s would be Apple, which would be the mobile phone. So where are we now? Well, it really looks like there's a lot of things that are changing, and one of the things I want to talk about where the really big changes are coming is in retail. Now, if you look here at this graph of Amazon, you can see that Amazon just announced earnings, and the stock gapped up on the earnings announcement. Revenues beat estimates. The projections are good. The stock is up 48% year to date. Now, let's look at another one. This is the Chinese Amazon, Alibaba. They just announced earnings this morning. I'm looking at the chart right now. The stock is up about 5 points, which puts it way up here. The stock is up, as of my report, the stock is up 108+% year to date, which is twice that of Amazon. Plus, the other factor that I think needs to be observed here is this company just went public back in 2014. So we're looking at a fairly fresh situation, whereas Amazon went public back in 1997. So here we are, we're in a bull market. Retail e-commerce really looks to be a trend that's developing. Now let's just even take it another step. Let's look at what's being hammered. Well, here's JCPenney. My goodness, I mean, it really doesn't look very good for JCPenney. Then we're looking at Macy's, same story. So brick and mortar is definitely on the fence here. Sears Holdings, you can see the same thing, all-time new low on Sears Holding. Now here is a REIT, a real estate investment trust that specializes in brick and mortar mall properties, and you can see it's breaking down, and they just announced earnings and they weren't good. Now I have a friend who came to me recently and said that his wife had bought this retail stock many years ago, TJX Companies, which is TJ Maxx, and asked my advice on what to do. And, you know, she has a long-term capital gain, and he doesn't want to sell the stock because he doesn't want to pay taxes. Well, I don't know. It looks to me that it's not exactly in an uptrend. So my advice to him would be to sell the stock, that the long-term capital gains tax is the lowest tax he'll ever pay, and just move on to something else. So let's look at something else. Here are the top 5. Align Technology has been absolutely going up, straight up, ever since they announced earnings. By the way, the earnings season so far has been very good. Here we have the biotech stock starting to come in here again. You can see here we got the pattern here is you got a cup. You're going to probably have a handle. If it breaks out this way, that'll be a very positive. Here's Juno Therapeutics. This is a stock we've been interested in ever since we were involved in Kite Pharmaceuticals. This company is involved in CAR-T, which is the gene therapy procedure where they're manipulating white blood cells to kill cancer cells. But anyway, the stock broke out in a very big way. I think they're possibly getting ready to get FDA approval on their therapy. NVIDIA, again, another new high. They will be reporting earnings in November. Very positive tech picture. Again, this reminds me of Cisco Systems of the 1990s. This is artificial intelligence. This is what we're talking about. Here's another pharmaceutical, healthcare pharmaceutical. Again, big move up here. We'll have to do some research on this one. So if you have any questions, give me a call. Thank you very much.